people of the world, hola, aloha, ciao, salut, ni hao, namaste, ohayo, yagasma, здравствуйте, привет, bunna, dzień dobry, sziasztok, hello, xin ciao, yabosio, teresaru alaikum, sasyaka, marhaban, merhaba, habiri, and shalom, wherever you are across the world. Welcome to my channel. My name is Brunel. Thank you for joining me. So my favorite review of all, I love doing foundation reviews. So Makeup Revolution, I've got new products. I've got another two coming. This time around, it is the new Revolution Conceal and Hydrate foundation, which is a radiance foundation with hyaluronic acid, medium to full coverage. So I've decided to test this out. Generally speaking, I stay away from a kind of glowy, radiant foundations. Why? Because I've got extremely oily skin and I've got enough radiance coming naturally through, coming up through the pores. I don't need any extra help. But I have found actually that in the summertime especially, hydrating foundations work better for me. I do have to work a lot more to kind of help keep them matte, such as putting powder before foundation and so on, and using a couple of primers and so on, and maybe baking. But I do find actually I prefer that because my skin feels, my pores feel clean and so on. So I decided to test this one out. If you are extremely oily or you are super oily, would this foundation work for you? And also in comparison to it, how heavy is it in comparison to the original Conceal and Define foundation, which I've got here, which is actually unapologetically a full coverage heavy foundation. You are aware once you wear this that you have got a full face of makeup on. It is heavy. So I wanted to see whether this one is any different at all. Shade wise, I've got two here because I still can't get a perfect shade for me. So that's that. So I'm just going to give you, oh my God, I think there's actually a pump. It comes in a very similar bottle to the old one. It is a glass bottle. This is 13.2. I'm going to try and see. I think the undertone is a bit not quite right. I'm somewhere between 13 and 14. I've had to mix 13 and 14. Okay, first impression wise, this is runny. This is a lot more runny than the other one. I think, look at it, it's just really going for it. Ooh, okay, right. So for me, I think, by the way, I match my neck because it may not show it properly on camera, but my face is darker. My chest area is even lighter, so I don't even try and match that. But I want foundation that kind of disappears in and becomes one. So let's try it as a match just in case. I think it might be a little bit dark, but it might be perfect actually, to be fair. Let's see. It's very light, gets absorbed into the skin really quick. That's not bad. That's not bad. The undertone might not be quite right. But then there's another shade as well, which I've got here, which is more yellow based, the undertone, which is for me, yellow, golden is my my undertone, warm undertone as well. So I think that one is actually neutral. So we are going to try this one out and see. So this is number 13, I believe it is. Yeah, just 13. There you go. So that's too light. So let me try and see if I can, oh, do you know what? Let's go for this one. I'm going to go for 13.2. So at least then if I highlight and so on, then things will be okay. So we are testing out, by the way, the foundation as well as the concealers. I got two concealers as well. So we're going to go through that. Whew. 2 pumps. I'm just going to apply that all over my face. By the way, as a primer, I've got Becca Evermatte Poreless Primer. And by the way, because I'm super oily all over my face, there is never really going to be realistically a day where I do foundation and I don't wear primer. That's just not going to happen. So which is why I use primer. I know that some people don't when they do their makeup, their foundation reviews. But because I'm never going to wear foundation without a primer, it just doesn't make any sense for me to wear one and do a wear test without a primer when I've got extremely oily skin. I don't see the point. So I've got it there. And it's very light. Actually, come to think of it, was there a smell? Not really, there isn't any smell. By the way, also, The difference is this foundation here has a pump, whereas the original Conceal and Define does not. It's got the Idole full applicator. Yeah, that's not bad much. Not perfect, but there's enough coverage here, so I can see medium coverage. But for me, I haven't got too many hyperpigmentation or too much hyperpigmentation. All right, foundation is in place. Ooh, you can see the shine, or should I say the glow, which is all over. So, however, it does feel very, very light on the skin. I love how it feels on the skin. It is definitely medium coverage, buildable. I've not gone through another layer. That was more than enough. And yes, I did kind of squeeze it twice. However, because I'm using a sponge, it's going to remove or shear some of the foundation away, which I don't mind. This is the original with Dofu applicator. You can see how thick this is. I mean, it's not even falling that. Look, it's there. So it is a much, much thicker foundation. So it just in case you were thinking, we've got two concealers, and I've got concealers in shade number C12 and also in shade C16.5. So we are going to try the concealer as well now and see. Okay, so the concealer comes with the Dofu applicator as per the original. Let's try it. And it's actually concealer is thicker than the actual foundation itself. And ooh, this shade might be a little too light. Yikes. Okay. Yeah, I would have preferred actually a slightly darker shade for this one. Maybe a half a shade darker, but it is what it is to highlight with. So we'll just have to make do. This is not working for me. C12 is clearly way too light. There's also a touch of grayness to it. So if you are my shade, you need to go up. You need to go up. But I'm going to make it work. I mean, I just have to work on my powder and blend it in properly. But so for now, we're going to leave the mess that is my face. I'll sort it out. Don't you worry. So we're going to try C16.5 to contour with. Let's see, hopefully that is dark enough. Not for me, there's just too much warmth in that one. It needs to be a bit more cool toned. Yeah, that needs to be a little bit more cool toned. It's not going well for picking shades. Nothing unusual there. What a mess. Right, I'm gonna go and sort my face out, blend it all in, do the rest of my face, and come back to you. But forgetting the shade choices, for me, I can tell straight off, if you have got dry skin, this will work a lot better. My God, don't I look like a ghost? Look at my face. Oh my God. I look ridiculous. What a mess. Look at that. If you've got any kids right now you like to scare, show them my face right now. Go on, go on. Oh my God. Oh, wow. See you when my face is done. The time now is actually 11:35. So I'll see you guys in a little bit when my face is all completed. My God, Jesus Christ. Hello, this is my face all done. I'm completely 100% happy with this one. There's something there's a little bit of a niggle. I had to work a little bit to try and get my face back to looking a bit more normal rather than as ghostly as it looked because of the concealer itself. So that's that. And just a quick rundown, I did not bake at all. I set myself my face with the MAC Skin Mineralized Finish in Dark Deep. I use a contour, which is the CoverGirl Queen bronzer, and then use a little bit of highlighter and a bit of blush, and yeah, and that was it. And also setting my face with the Huda Beauty Boss Boss spray. I'll list it down here. So that's that. So a little bit more information about this foundation and the concealer. The foundation comes in 50 shades. For me personally, the actual shades that I chose were number 13, which is for dark skin with yellow undertone, and then 13.2 is for dark skin with red orange undertone. That used to work for me about 2 years ago, but it doesn't work anymore, so it's very weird. I'd rather go for yellow to golden undertone, but yellow which with a little bit of golden undertone to it. When I went to purchase this, by the way, this is exclusive at Superdrug. At the time it wasn't available on the Revolution Beauty website, so that officially, according to them, comes out on the 14th of this month. Superdrug did not have the option for me to get the next shade up, which I think I would have felt a little bit better about, which is 13.7. And as for dark skin with yellow undertone, they didn't have that shade, and they didn't want to have the one after that either. So that's why I ended up with the shades that I had. So I didn't really have a choice with that one. So yeah, so price wise, £9. This is meant to be a hydrating foundation. It is actually for every skin type, they said, but actually more specifically for those with dry skin. It has got hyaluronic acid in there. It's meant to help tone, plump the skin and keep you moisturized all day, and it doesn't grab onto any dry patches that you have on your face. So for you dry patchy people out there, coming from a greasy person here, this is more the foundation for you. I just wanted to try something different because I find that my skin is, although it is very oily, it is dehydrated. So that's why actually my skin produces a lot of oil. So they perform not too bad, but this one does have a glow to the skin. It did take a while for the powder that I use, my skin Max Skin Mineralized Finish, to actually get embedded into the skin, because at one point for a good 10 minutes afterwards, it was basically just sitting at the top of the skin. You could tell that there was a bit of separation, and it took about 15 minutes or so for the powder to be embedded in, and for things to look a bit more normal and cohesive. So just be mindful of that if you decide to use it and you're looking at the powder and thinking, no, I don't know about this. It takes a little while for it to warm up to the skin and blend in and look a bit more normal. But this is my face, and I don't think there's anything else I need to say. I will see you guys within the next 5 to 6 hours. I'm only going to wear this for about 6 hours. Top temperature today is going to be 26 degrees. That is more than enough to be able to test this product out and see whether it works or not. And it might just be that if you are super oily, it's not appropriate for you to wear it now. But come the winter time, when things are a lot cooler, you'll be able to get away with wearing something else which has got more glow to the skin. So that's that. Enough chatting. Thank you. I'll see you guys in a few hours. Good evening, people. Wait. Let's do a time check. Okay, Google. What is the time, please?
It's 6:45.
There you go. It is 6:45. So I've had this on for now for 7 hours. I can count. Who's a clever girl? Who's a clever one? Okay, so 7 hours. This is what my face looks like. Clearly it is shiny, it is oily all over, especially my nose. That is a given for just about most foundation. I have found something that actually works, yes, but I have to do hacks. But just based on the foundation itself, it is shiny everywhere. Even it's shiny even in the areas around here. It is shiny. Now it does still feel light, but I'm starting to feel a little bit of discoloration or separation. There are some bits where they look a bit darker. For example, around this area here, I can see here, but these are my lifelines. There are laugh lines around here as well. But so I'm going to expect something around here. But down here, there's like a discoloration. That part has come off. On my forehead, actually around here, strange enough, it looks as if some part is like there are darker bits here. You can see that it's separated around here. Hopefully you can see the discoloration. I'm giving you a great big shiny forehead. Oh, look at that forehead. But anyway, so there is a separation here. Yeah, some of it has come off around here, around this area here. You can start seeing that. And around here, yeah, for me, around the top of the nose as well, that's come off. Yeah, so is this a foundation I personally recommend after my experience? If you are an extremely oily person, personally, no, not unless you're going to be wearing it for maybe something like 4 hours, 5 hours, pushing it at the most. It might perform a lot better in the wintertime, or I think it will perform a lot better in the wintertime, simply because the temperatures are low, so the chances of, you know, you're getting super oily takes a lot longer. So if you want to use this foundation and you have got very oily skin, I think it'll be a good idea to wait until it gets down to the winter time, where that way you still hydrate your skin and your skin is not, you know, dry, and you still you know, you can get to use this foundation. The concealers themselves are actually really nice. They're very hydrating. I would actually definitely reuse the concealer. That was the wrong shade, but well, both of them were the wrong shades actually. But that was my own choice. I cannot blame them for that, because I chose the wrong shade. But if you can get your shade, the concealer is really nice and hydrating. And if you, I mean, yeah, it worked for me. It feels light. It hasn't increased any creasing at all. The one area along my face that never actually gets oily, the socket into my eyes. But as you can see, I mean, it is fine. I'm quite happy with the concealer. It's there themselves. The foundation, I would pass, but that's more for me because I've got quite a lot of choices. So it's a bit of a different perspective, coming from being a YouTuber and someone who's always constantly getting makeup and buying makeup and buying foundations. I would not find myself actually thinking, oh yeah, let me pick this one up. My whole collection, I can't see myself going in and picking this foundation at all. That tells me all I need to know. So personally for me, it'll be a no. But if you're not a collector, if you're not a YouTuber and you still want to try it, it is an affordable foundation at £9 only. 50 shades. Hopefully you'll be luckier than me to find your shade. But yeah, would I recommend this? If you've got oily skin, not oily skin, if you've got dry skin, I think this is a lovely foundation. It's worth you giving it a try. But if my oily, extremely oily girls, you can pass. Okay, that's it. I don't think there's anything else I need to say. Yes, what do you think? Are you gonna go and try it still because of the price range, because it's still cheap and it's affordable, or are you gonna say Brunel says no, so I'm gonna pass and say no? Nothing against the brand. More Makeup Revolution stuff coming up in the next couple of days. Delivery was meant to be today, but unfortunately they didn't deliver, so it's coming tomorrow, but I'm at work, so I won't be able to film. Saturday is when the next video is going to be. I'm so sorry, it's very sporadic, but work and life takes precedence. Yes, that's the right